How you doing? You good? Awesome. My name is Darren Harriot. I'm 35. I've never seen my own arsehole. I was thinking about this the other day. I've never seen it. Don't know what it looks like. And it's a very important part of the body. And I think it's weird that I don't know what it looks like. And I keep having this nightmare that my arsehole's in a police lineup. And there's 3 arseholes. And only one of them is black. And I'm still not sure which one's mine. I swear to God, it's bothering me, man. I don't know what I will definitely see it at some point. I've just got to get myself psyched up and ready. It's not going to be a great sight. I know that. It's going to be very disappointing. I even know how my face is going to look when I actually do see it. You know, like when you go to the barbers and you get your hair cut, and at the end the barber shows you the back of your head. And especially guys, we all make the exact same face. We go. I was going to light some candles when I do it, but I think a ring light is the most appropriate. I'm not even worried that my arsehole is going to be ugly. That's not a worry for me. This is the rest of my set, by the way. What if it's beautiful? You thought, what if my arsehole is like the best fucking thing ever? It's going to have to be on my ID. Everything's going to... Thank you. I'll keep working on that. I'm going to do a bit of commentary after every gag, by the way. So that's what I'm doing. I live in London. I live in northwest London, man. And I live alone. I live on like one of those. I live on like a busy high street with like lots of shops and all that sort of stuff. And it's not great, innit? Because it's wild, innit? Let's be honest. When you live near like a busy high street, it's wild. There's a woman opposite me. I live opposite an Iceland, and she takes a shit up against Iceland. As in, like, when she takes a shit, she doesn't like bend down and take a shit. She puts her ass against the wall and just shits against the wall. And this has been going on for years. Now, the other day, my friend came to my house. He was in my house. I'm in the toilet. He goes, "Yo, blood, there's a woman, man, taking a shit against the wall." And I realised in that moment, I've been here too long. Because as soon as it happened, I went, "She has a name, it's Tracy." I've got to leave, man. And when you live on a busy high street, you do see like mad shit, I'll tell you what I've never seen before. On 2 occasions, I've seen people stealing from Holland and Barrett. I didn't realise people fucking stole from Holland. Because in my head, I'm like, how do you sell that on the street, man? Like, how do you do that? "Hey, blood, do you want some coconut flakes?" Like, who? Like I said, I'm 35. David was talking about dating. I'm doing the whole dating thing, man. I have a rule with dating now, especially first dates. I'm not interested in activities. I'm not doing it. On a first date, I'm not doing an activity. I see your face, Bab. I'm not having it. Not on a first date. Because that's a fit, like bowling, fuck off, right? Because if she beats me at bowling, I'm never seeing her again, okay? Yeah, that's an ick. You being better than me, that's an ick for me, right? I was talking to this girl, and she went to me and said, "You know what we should do on a first date? Let's go bouldering." Now, for anyone who doesn't know what bouldering is indoor rock climbing. It's this new middle-class thing, man, that people do. And she went, "Oh, I've been doing it for years. I've been doing bouldering for years. Darren, you're quite a fit guy. How about if I try and climb up there, you climb up and see if you can catch me before I get to the top. Let's see if you can grab me while I'm up the wall." And I went, "Look, if you don't want to go on a date with me, just say." I do not like the idea of me trying to grab you up a wall. What do you think this is? Also, she's white. I'm not grabbing her up a wall. Who am I, King Kong? Like, what, am I going to get to the top and swat helicopters? Like, what? Also, I'll tell you, there's a lot of COVID talk on dating apps, man. Still. There's a lot of profiles that say things like, "I don't want vaccinated sperm." That is very common. I see, "I don't want vaccinated sperm." And there's a part of me that's like, fucking hell, man. Like, I'm vaccinated. I'm like, oh my gosh, does it really matter? Like, don't make it your whole personality. And then there's another part of me that's like, "Oh, she's talking about sperm." I'm like, "What? Oh, she's fun, isn't it? Oh." It doesn't work the other way around. I can't be like, "Oh, I don't want vaccinated eggs." That doesn't even sound right, does it? That sounds like some sort of premiere in breakfast. Also, I'm telling you this, now that I'm 35, I've realised. I was talking to this girl, actually on a night out, like in person, and she was 20 years old, right? And in that moment, I realised, I'm too old. I'm 36 this year. She's 20, right? In that moment, I didn't realise she was too old. We carried on talking, and yeah, we did, went on. And then we were talking about fashion, and then she sent me a picture of herself when she was younger, wearing like fashionable clothes. And I remember looking at the picture going, you're too young. Because the picture was too clear. I was like, this is a 4K. And then she said to me, could you send me a picture of you? I'm like, I'm not doing that. I went and looked at a picture of me, the same age as she was in that, 25 years ago. No fucking way, okay? I'm surrounded by my family. It looks like a civil rights picture. It looks like my mom is about to say, we have to follow Dr. King. I am of a certain age. You do realise you're a certain age. Because my age, I realised my age, 35, and people around that age, we didn't grow up with apps, but we like them. We really do. I've realised something. There's a certain app that really that everybody uses quite differently depending on how old you are. Shazam. I've realised if you're over the age of 40 and you've got Shazam, you're very proud of Shazam. You fucking love Shazam. For anyone who doesn't know what Shazam is, it's that app where you hold it and any music, any song, and it tells you exactly what is playing. It is great, but if you're like over 40, you're like, oh, Shazam. You'll hear a song and you'll go, ooh, what is this? And you go right up there and you get the phone, you put it right next to the speaker, a little bit too close, but you're a boomer, who cares? You put it right there and you get all excited about your song. But if you're under 25, you don't do that. Like, under 25s do not, Shazam doesn't exist. They're not admitting they don't know a song. That's not a thing that they do. They just go, oh, I'll hear it again on TikTok. But when you get to like my age and around that, you know, sort of over the age of 25, under 40, you like Shazam, but you're very embarrassed to use it in public. That is the problem. The amount of times I've been with my mates and I hear a song and I go, ooh, I want to know what this is, but I need to Shazam it, but I don't want anyone to know I'm Shazamming. And you'll just see me pull out my phone and just hold it like this and then put my hand over the top of my phone, like there's some sort of mic. And my friend's like, why is Darren walking towards that speaker? I'm like, nothing. Don't worry. There's something more in that. I just didn't really sell it. I'll tell you what I've realised as well, quite recently. I'm a catch. Yeah, imagine if I walked off stage after that. I was like, you know what, guys? That's all I need. I'll tell you how I realised I'm a catch. I was watching, I was reading this article, and the article was talking about single men who live alone, right? And I felt very much seen in that. And it talks about hygiene in your house. And the one that stood out to me was when you're supposed to change your bed sheets, right? And everybody has an opinion on this. And the article said, supposed to change your bed sheets once a week, right? I change my bed sheets once every 2 weeks. I'm a fucking catch. Tell you how I know I'm a catch. Let's be honest, single men who live alone, how often are they really changing their bed sheets? There's women in this room right now. Some of you might even be with that guy. And you remember the first time you went to his house and you got in his bed and you stayed completely still and you put your hands over your chest and you just went, ugh, I can feel his DNA. Because most men change their bed sheets every Olympics. Okay, I'll do this. I'm not always pro-diversity. Imagine if I walked off stage after that. I'll tell you what, look, right, I'll tell you. Sometimes it can take me out of something just a little bit, right? I'll say this. Okay, I'll give you an example of good diversity that I thought was The Little Mermaid. You know they made Little Mermaid black? I had no problem that she was black. I'll tell you why, because there's no Little Mermaid lore. There's no weird, like, backstory that makes it weird that she's now black. So it was fine to me. I'll give you one that I struggle with. Has anybody watched that new Game of Thrones series, House of the Dragon? It's a great show. It's like the big one. It's on at the minute. Really good. Here's my problem with the show. There's a lot of black people in the show. I would say at least 60% of the cast is black, right? There's black kings, there's black people in positions of power, knights, homeless people, MPs. We're very seen on that show. And I get it on a human level. Of course I get it. And of course I support it on a human level, you know, diversity, inclusion, all of that stuff. I do support it. But here's my problem with all of the black people in the new Game of Thrones series, House of the Dragon. That show is a prequel set 200 years before the original Game of Thrones series. Now, I don't know whether you guys remember the diversity on the original Game of Thrones series, but there was literally 2 black people, and when you meet them, they are actual slaves. It was hardly the fucking MOBO Awards. Every time I watch this new Game of Thrones with all these happy black people everywhere, I get nervous. I'm like, somebody needs to tell them that something bad is really gonna happen. Every time there's a horse, I'm like, get on it and leave! Anyway, this has been great. Backyard is one of the best clubs, and this is easily my favorite new material night on a Thursday. It's always an amazing crowd, even small like this. Everyone's so nice. You can find me on all the usual social medias, HARRIOT. You got some great acts coming up. Have a great one. Peace out.
Great stuff. You're saying about getting weird things on dating apps. I seem to be attracting a lot of catfishes.